Hi all, Charmaine here. Um, Decided to come and make a video after watching one of Dr. Romney's videos on malignant narcissists. Um, I kind of want to just go ahead and do like a psychological breakdown of my stalker because I definitely think that my stalker is a malignant narcissist. Hands down, that's what he is. Um, yeah, I'm just also want to say too, I'm having a pretty good day today. I know, you have your good days and bad days dealing with this, and today, thankfully, is a good one. So I decided to share this with you all, and I really hope it helps to make sense of the whole whatever you're going through with whatever stalker you have, because I know it's not fun. So, yeah, with my stalker, he's definitely a malignant narcissist. Just starting from his childhood, just based on the things that he told me, I know that he was beat by his father. I think it had to do with his sexuality. A lot of men have a hard time having a son that's into men because the father, some sort of how, thinks it's an affront or it's an attack on their masculinity. So, probably wanted to beat the gay out of him, you know. Then the mother spoiled him to death. And I've seen this dynamic quite a bit where one parent is an abuser, the other is an enabler. The abusive parent, bullies, picks on the kids, beats on them, abuses them, treats them any type of way. And the enabler coddles the children, will give them whatever they want and spoil them just to not feel guilty about not protecting their own child. It helps them to deal with the guilt of it. And that's what I think is key here. And then also too, there was a brother of his. I think he had two older brothers, but one of them was murdered. Someone just came into the house while the brother was asleep and took him out. Personally, I think the brother was into something he had no business being into, and that was a revenge offing. But nonetheless, that doesn't make it any less traumatic to a child to lose their brother like that. So, not very healthy, not a very healthy, relationship dynamic with your parents, not a healthy upbringing at all. So, to deal with this amount of toxicity, there is a psychological cocoon that the child has to go into because they cannot handle their reality. They'll create an alternate reality where they're the best, where they're the prettiest, or the most handsome, or the smartest, always get what they want. And that helps them to cope with the dysfunction at home. Now, they never get to come out of that alternate world that they create because it's never safe for them to come out. So they just stay there, and that's what creates the lack of maturity, the intense immaturity, within my particular stalker. Also, too, there's a fake mask that's created. I believe with his father, he had to butch it up. I wouldn't be surprised because, of course, he doesn't want to get beat anymore. So, acting more masculine in front of your father, you learn to lie, you learn to pretend, to be something different, to not be yourself because you learn that yourself and who you are, your own being, is not good enough. So, that creates this way where you like to con people. That's where the con artistry starts to come in. Also, too, I believe there's a resentment to both parents. I believe it wasn't just the abuser he took on traits from. I believe he also took on traits from his mother, where she has, I guess you could say they're both pretty unstable if one of them is beating on a child, but she's more of a con. She's more of a thief. I mean, her and her son, or my stalker and her son, which is her son, did do a carjacking together. And I did see on her arrest record that she had multiple hits for theft, but I believe one of them said something about contributing to the delinquency of a minor. So I believe she had, my stalker doing dirt with her for a long time, and then that contributes also to the dysfunction in a way that the relationship is inappropriate, because to me, if you're gonna do crime, you would do crime with your man or your husband, not really your son. You're not gonna really have your son be your sidekick like that, but that's just my thought process. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a level of mental and emotional incest by his mother done to him. So that creates even more resentment. And that also creates a lack of respect for women, on top of his father already showing him that women aren't to be respected. Because in addition, he did cheat on the mother. He cheated on the mother constantly. And also, too, it speaks volumes that the parents are still married today. So the mother knew that my stalker as a child was being beat on, but she failed to protect. So that's going to cause more resentment. That's going to cause more anger. So, with all this turmoil and all this junk, if you will, going on, children learn to create a psychological cocoon. They create their own imaginary world where they are the best. They are the most attractive. They get everything that they want. Everyone loves them because that's not their reality. Normally, once things are safe, then they're able to, come about and deal with their emotions. But there was never any safety. So now you're in a permanent state of immaturity and you're permanently stuck and locked in this imaginary world. So I hope that makes sense, So, as you get older, how that comes about. It comes out as controlling, which makes sense because when you were being abused, you weren't in control. So now when I'm abusing, I'm in control. I'm the one doling out the punishment. I'm the one coercing and forcing people to do what I want them to do. I'm not the weak one anymore. In their mind, I guess that's what it is. And it, creates a power, somebody who's power hungry, constantly like a Napoleon type person, constantly has to, doing whatever they can to gain and maintain power over others. The development of the fake mask, because I'm sure growing up in a home like that, in order to not get hit, he butched it up in front of his father. You know what I mean? To, get the father to leave him alone. So then that's where you learn to be a con. See, now you learn, okay, if I make myself seem like this, then people will like me. You see what I mean? And so what they'll do too is they will match, mirror, mimic you, because people like people who are most like themselves. See, they know that. So they do that a lot. Also too, with the fake mask does is it helps to hide, for them to hide their shame. That's what a lot of the purpose of the mask. They're deeply, deeply, deeply ashamed of who and what they are. With my stalker and how he's going about stalking me, just the brutal nature of it, which is why he is going out of his way to make sure it stays hidden. He knows he's wrong. He knows it's disgusting and deplorable to be a male picking on a single female and going out of your way to control her, control me, control my dynamic, sabotaging any type of help that I can get, paying people like my apartment staff, because he pays my apartment staff to access my apartment. I found hidden cameras one time but didn't know what it was. Oh, I'm still mad at myself about that one. God, this could have been over a long time ago, but I didn't know, because I don't think like that. So but yeah, doing things like that, having male staff watch me, and I kind of call it like a revenge P word kind of type thing, like to punish me for not doing what he wanted me to do. So the coercion, and the force that they like to use, there's a disconnect, because in their mind they're perfect. So what do you mean you don't want me? So I'm activating the rejection that the rejection that he felt from his father. So that's where a lot of the anger is coming from, because a lot of this is very disproportionate to the actual situation. And you'll find that with a lot of narcissists, like their rage is so uncontrollable and it's just so intense. And the reason why I think that I'm getting all this this rage from him is that it's residual rage. It's rage from childhood that's actually for his parents that he didn't feel safe enough to give out. So now he feels safe in, bullying me and putting all his rage out on me because I don't have anybody to support me. I don't have any help. I don't have any resources. I don't have anything or anyone. And he knows that. So he's able to express his rage safely without consequence. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say about that. If anybody else has anything additional they want to add as far as their stalker and what their psychological breakdown is, what can help others, into making some sort of sense of all the chaos, feel free to use it. You please be safe out there, and take care of yourself. Thanks for watching.